the occupied zone. The chair is against the walls. The chair is against the walls. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to our daily gun show. We come to you live every day at midnight Eastern. It's 9 Pacific for about an hour each evening. We do 3 gun-related topics, different topics throughout the week. We run it live on YouTube. We simulcast it over at gunchannels.com, where we're watching the comments from the people that are watching the show live. When it's all over, we take the audio and post it up as a podcast over on iTunes and other places. So we appreciate everybody who listens to the show now or in the future, especially those take the time to leave us some feedback on those platforms, subscribing to our channels, giving us comments on the videos when they're out there, the thumbs or the likes or all those things. That interaction helps the platform know what to recommend to new listeners, and that's one of our goals. So we do appreciate the people that do that. We have guests, or we have hosts. 3 of us are here today. We got Bob jumping in from Canada. Thanks for joining.
Hey, glad to be here.
And we got Jimmy jumping in from Mobile in Phoenix.
Howdy, good to be here.
All right, and I'm down here in Tucson. We've got other people that are hosts, but I guess none of them bothered to come in on a special day or anything. None of them care that much. But we do have people watching out on the Gun Channel side. Looks like 7 or 8 people watching there, and some people watching over on YouTube as well. So thanks for everybody that shows up to watch the show live. We do consider this an effort in the new media, so we're watching the comments. I guess we're also on Instagram too, so thanks for everybody that's over there. We're considering this a project in new media, so our audience is part of the show. So we'll dig in. It's Monday, and you are definitely part of the show because on Mondays we schedule the show out for the week. So talk about the show and what's going on for the week, and then you'll see some of the places that we need ideas for content or topic suggestions. So you can give those to us in the comments here while we're live, or always in an email, dailygunshow@gmail.com. After we do all that, we'll get into how to use social media, and we'll be talking about the 2A project, the 2A history project. And then we've got the shooting events that happen in the on the Gun Channel's calendar here coming up in the next few months. Every day we talk about a gun shop and a gun show and all these different things. And before we dig in, we usually take a break at the beginning. I don't know, is there anything going on? Anything special going on today? For you people?
Pretty bland weekend. I don't know. Just another day.
Long week. Yeah, well, we don't get bogged down by the news of the day, so we won't do that again today, I guess. And we'll dig in, and it's episode 471. We've been doing this show for like 470 episodes so far. If there was any way to calculate how many weeks that was, it'd probably be way more than a year. Anyhow, so we're looking at the schedule for the week. As I mentioned, we do 3 firearms topics each day, and then different topics throughout the week. So I guess the only thing I can do is make this much smaller. So we'll take a look at some of the topics we got coming up. And actually, we're kind of good on topics, but you can still suggest them, and we can put them into the schedule next week. But this week, we'll be talking about the stuff we already talked about today. And then tomorrow is Tuesday. We usually talk about the Second Amendment and Second Amendment issues on Tuesday. So tomorrow it's why you're antis, so afraid of guns. And then we have a state of the state. We talk about one of the states out there and go in depth on their gun laws. We always have a wild card topic on Tuesday, so you don't know what might happen. Wednesday is our entertainment day. Oh, I guess I should have said our state of the state is Washington, D.C. this week. So we'll be talking about the state that ain't a state, and they get taxed, but they don't get represented. D.C. So then we'll talk about entertainment on Wednesday. SHOT Show 2005 through 2007. It was an interesting set of years. When I started attending it in 2005 up through 2007 was the first year we had it out in Florida, or at least we attended it out in Florida. And then good idea, bad idea is, do you really need a 300 Win Mag? And then we take a look at the people who use an Instagram and use the hashtag Daily Gun Show. Over on Instagram on Wednesdays, we get together and judge all the photos that have been used with the hashtag Daily Gun Show, and then we judge them. And then we tell you what's the best picture on Instagram. On Thursday is our CCW and training day, and we'll be talking about what is your CCW and, as I say, thoughts or feelings on buying Turkish ISIS guns or Chinese communist guns. And then we'll talk about training, how to practice on the range with different guns. So that'll be Thursday. Friday is our gun tech and gun business. We'll be taking a look at, do you really need to clean your gun every time you shoot? And then we'll take a look at gun safes, and then we'll take a look at guns as investments. Those are our topics for next week, as my camera slowly looks at the ceiling. Those are the topics for next week. And if you got ideas for any of those subjects, we can throw them in for future weeks. And feel free to take any of those and run with them. We don't try to follow the news of the day. There is no news of the day right now, but occasionally there's agenda-based influence on what the topics are. We try not to follow that or not to be led by that. And instead, we talk about what our audience wants to talk about. So we're watching the comments out there. A lot of people saying Merry Christmas. We are doing the show on Christmas. So if you're listening to this sometime in the future and you don't know, today is Christmas in 2017. Jimmy's driving back from wherever he was at. Bob just let the dog out. And I'm reading the comments here. Mad Sexy is saying, can I be a mod? I don't know. We have to think about that. It's all commune over here. Everything we do on this channel is a group thing. So we have to put our head together and figure out if we want that to be a thing or not. We usually decide things like that on the 14th of the month. So we'll put it in the schedule. I'm pretty busy this month, so it might be next month. All right. We got Cycle Camp out there, who I believe is at least one bottle south of sober. So he's yelling chat, chat, chat. Got a big frenzy going out there in the east, so appreciate that. Then we've got Gary saying about how we're not reading this side. Trust me, this is the only side we care about. We only come over here because that's where the money is. All these people are the suckers who are paying us the big super chats. Oh wait, they're not even giving us thumbs up, let alone super chats. We've only got 12 thumbs. So one of the ways that you, as a YouTuber, is basically just stealing the show, not even giving us nothing for it, can help out is put a thumb over here. Put your mouse over here, click on this, and then that puts another click on the numbers, and then we go, oh, there are human beings out there. So we're watching the gun channel side, though, because that's the side we care about. All right, Dead Horse is saying on the Instagram side that his kids are building guns. That's good. So is that with parts that they got, like chassis, so to speak, that they're building up from Christmas, or just because that's what they do in the Dead Horse house? I could kind of see Dead Horse just having kids that build guns all the time. Gary says they're live on the YouTube side, or on the lobby side, and that's awesome. We have a lobby over on Gun Channels, and since we're talking about scheduling, in a way, the whole idea of the prime time shows is cool, but it doesn't mean that you can't hang out in the lobby as well. In fact, if the live show's boring, which I'm sure this could easily be boring for somebody, head over to the lobby and just take the conversation in the direction you want to take it. There's a lot of people saying that they're giving us the thumbs. We do appreciate it. We're up to 15 now. And I have no idea what the actual ratio is, but I got to assume closer you are to 100%, the more interested YouTube's going to be in telling people that we're live right now. For the people that are out there on the dumb YouTube side, is there any competition? Are there people live right now? I can only assume there's probably lots of things going on live, even if it's Christmas, right? All right, I guess I'm the only one who can talk tonight. So we'll keep moving.
That would be a yes. Sorry, I was talking, but I forgot to turn my mic on. Yeah, there's a couple of live shows, at least ones that I watch.
Oops, I don't know if that was either of that. So we're about to head into, we kind of counted that as our schedule and the show out for the week. It's one of the things we do on Mondays so that we keep the show interesting for people that want to listen. So if I was listening to a show and it's about talking about stupid things all week long, I'm probably going to quit listening to that show. I don't know of any radio shows that ask what they should talk about other than like the, Caller Tuesday or something. So we're trying to build our show a little bit differently. If you're sick of us talking about XYZ, call in. Well, not call in. Show up on Monday and let us know. Talk about 1, 2, 3 or something else. Talk about triangles. We do not care. we're here to talk about guns, and the more interesting the topics, the better, really. Bob, we've been doing this for 471 episodes so far. Tell me your favorite episode. What's your favorite topic we've ever talked about?
Browning high powers.
Pretty good. I'm like, oh, I'm getting him this. He's probably half drunk. Christmas and everything. He's all goofed up on cheesecake, he said. And then that was pretty quick. I want to ask Jimmy because he's driving. I'm afraid that we're going to cause some kind of wreck over there. But he was watching it.
Yeah, my favorite topic was oh no, we didn't do that on that one. I was gonna say the horse and the ATV one, but that was on a lobby, I think.
Oh, isn't that nice? The guy comes in here and he's all like, oh, it's Christmas, so let me talk about my favorite topic was on one of my shows, not on this show. Like Christmas.
Ho ho ho.
So all right, let's get into the next topic, which is going to be the 2A History Project. But before we do that, we like to feature one of the members of the day. So every day between the first and second segment of the show, we feature one of the members over at Gun Channels. Gun Channels is a place that we built 4 years ago now. Over 4 years ago, I can start saying that. That is a community. It's focused on firearms, and it is completely run by its members. We don't have giant money coming in from some source that pays all the bills. In fact, the bills are paid $12 a year by a couple hundred people, 120 something people, and then a bunch of people that pay either the $7.62 a month. Those are the super generous people that basically keep the site online, and then there's people that pay $5.56 a month, which I think is $24 a year or something. No, that's not right. So anyway, it's $2.23 a month, which is $25 a year, and I forget how many people are in there. It's like 5. So we got a couple of people, relatively few. We got over 5,000 members altogether. We got hundreds of people that use the site. And because of that, we like to feature one of the members over there. Sometimes we feature people that are using the site on a daily basis. Sometimes we feature people that are brand new. More often, people that use the site a lot, since there's nothing really to say about people that are brand new. Half the time, we don't know them yet. So today we're featuring, what are we featuring? Oh, a interview I did with Ellis, so Outlaw Hatfield, one of the members, fairly new member over on the Gun Channels, has a channel on the YouTubes as well, and had been doing some interviews. I forgot, that was one of the earlier interviews he did. One of the earlier interviews he did on his show, and we're going to link to it. It is already linked in the show description there. We'll drop a link now in the comments, so anybody that wants to jump over and check it out, feel free. Remember that you're jumping over to a guy who's creating firearms content, so like his channel, subscribe, that kind of thing. Oh, I guess I linked to a video on our channel that I did to simulcast it. So when you get there, click on this link and head over to his channel. And I don't know if it'll tell me how many subscribers he has. Is there somebody to tell Google to tell me how many subscribers this guy has? Remember if he's going toward the 100 or toward the 1,000. What the heck? Oh, I jumped to his Gun Channels channel. There, we finally get to his YouTube channel, and the 1 hour or something long hangout. Looks like he's just hit his 100 mark, so 106. So let's get him to the 500 or the 300, whatever his next hurdle is. Anyway, that was a chat he did with me, talking about the, I don't remember what he's asked me really, but he would talk for an hour. And if you want to go check it out, remember that you're checking out a channel that's a gun content creator. Inspiration, give them some encouragement, and remember, Gun Channels is here to foster all that. So if you've got somebody you'd like to suggest for our member of the day, email us, dailygunshow@gmail.com, and we'd be happy to, especially if they're a member over here. Next, we can go into the 2A History Project. So if I'm still screen sharing, I think it'll be easier to just jump in this way. I like to keep projects going over at Indiegogo. And we were talking, well, I'm going to let the video play. I don't remember when we were talking. Maybe you'll tell us in the video. We've got going on. So we were having a conversation over on Gun Channels this evening, and we were talking about the various gun laws and gun organizations like the NRA and different subjects that come up on a regular basis. And there was some discussion on the history of the NRA. And that made me think that I've done a few projects in the past, videos and
more elaborate projects on websites and stuff to help explain some of the main federal firearms legislation, starting with the Second Amendment back in 1791. Some of the key ones like the National Firearms Act and the Gun Control Act. But then there's quite a few others, things like the Undetectable Firearms Act can be less common, less is known about them. So what I'd like to do is put some more time into researching and then presenting information about the firearms laws, and at the same time, the firearms, I guess the gun owners' rights organizations. And we've got a list of them here, but the big ones, the NRA, NSSF, and some of the others. I'd like to interview those people. We'll have SHOT Show coming up, so we'll do some effort towards that, and then talk about the organizations, their history, what they do, and how they do it, so that we just create another resource on the internet that helps explain what resources we have as gun owners and Second Amendment advocates, and more information is better. So if this is something you're interested in, we don't have a lot of perks on this one. You can just throw $2 down. That's $1 for fees and that kind of thing, and then $1 for the project, or also $20 for it, and then we'll send you a sticker. But really, it's just to create some time on our schedule so that we have time to build this up. As you know, building a website isn't any problem for us, and we don't want to put this on the Every Second Matters, so we'll brand it with the Minuteman University project. And again, this will just be a standalone project that we'll build one way or the other. But if you'd like to see it be more elaborate, throw a couple of bucks at us, and it's also an excuse to get another gun-related project up on these crowdfunding platforms. So thanks everybody for your time. Looking forward to another Second Amendment project. And as always, thanks for watching.
So like I mentioned, the idea is to keep projects up here. I do a bunch of campaigns all the time. And Indiegogo is a nice platform because even though you have to pick $500, that's their minimum goal. So I always pick 556. Even if you only raise $10, you'll still get like 8 something of that, and the money will still still go through. It really doesn't matter how much it brings in, but there's going to always be a history of the Second Amendment project on Indiegogo now. So anybody in the future who does a search, if you go to Kickstarter and you do a search for guns, you're going to find very few items. If you go to Indiegogo, you'll find more. So I just think it's interesting using these things as platforms to keep some gun-related stuff up there. And so if we take a look at some of the videos I have in the campaign over there, another reason to link, or another reason to have the campaign over there is I get to link a bunch of Second Amendment stuff over there. This is like an example of one of my old videos. I forget when I did these, but it's basically a Word document on my screen, and I'm screen capturing it. In fact, I might have a camera pointed at my screen. I made these a while ago, and I would just spend some time. Back in the day, I had the luxury of being able to spend time working on projects like this. I would build up a website or something, make a video about it to get people over there, and then just exist on the web and move on to the next project. However, it was kind of crude. Later on, I did this one. Another example is this guy, Hughes, a little kind of biography of the guy, and why he's important, of course, is the Hughes Amendment. Similarly, I'd done some things on the gun owners' rights groups in the past, really just summaries of the organizations, when they started and how many members they have. And I've wanted to address that or go back and readdress that for a while. And I know I was going to have to do it at some point. So the turn of the, 1 year into the next is a good enough time to do it. So I figured I'd set this project up, and it's another excuse to get the Minuteman University going. So we've got a couple of universities. We've got Gun Channels University and we've got Minuteman University. I figure the Gun Channels University is scaring people off potentially. We don't get a lot of turnout. The concept of it is to bring people over who want to, learn various nuts and bolts of how to get their gun-related content online or on Instagram or on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. Bring people who are fluent in those platforms together with them to answer questions. Do that live and on a YouTube video so that it's archived. But then, and we put that over on the Gun Channels University section of Gun Channels, which is at the top of Gun Channels. Anytime you're there, there's a menu at the top, and it's under More, I think. Or is it under Resources? Gun Channels University. There you go, under Resources. So, we have it there, but because it's kind of stuck in Gun Channels somewhere, I figured by putting it out on the web separately, people might find it a little easier. So we're calling it just Resources for Second Amendment Advocates and 2A Activists And the goal is to set up a place with some skill building and some resources, different kind of resources than we have over at Every Second Matters. So that's why I didn't want to stick it on Every Second Matters. And then anyway, it's an excuse to get this project going. So I've been working on it. We've got a few pages built already over here, and we'll be elaborating on them. And this will become a framework that I can then spend some time, like I mentioned, redoing some of those videos that I've been wanting to do. But now instead of just putting them on stupid YouTube, which is worthless, now we'll have a framework to attach them to, so that if someone tries to do a little bit of research, they can come over here and maybe find out how to talk to responses to some of the common concerns. We'll break down some of the laws. I really am looking forward to looking at the history of the 1934 and why we got it. Taking a close look at some of those things might give us some insight as to how to strategically take out pieces so that we can eventually crumble the whole thing and get back to where we just have plain old liberty and the Second Amendment. Anyhow, so that's that project, and that's our portion of the show this week where we talk about behind the scenes a little bit. So this is a project that I'm doing to get some of that information out there. If you're interested, check it out. The goal is to just get, ideally we'd get 1,000 people to drop $2 at me. It would take, a couple $100 in fees, and that would give me a couple of weeks to just sit down and work on that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in that concept, go over there and do it and share it. Sharing the project with others on your Facebooks and your Instagrams and your Twitters will help a lot. If you don't care about that stuff, ignore it, and we'll keep moving. So that'll take us to, what do we want to do? Do we want to get straight into events, or do you guys want to do one of our of the days?
I'm thinking.
Is there a cricket in mine?
You can probably hear the gears grinding. let's do gun of the day.
Gun of the day on Christmas. What's his Christmas gun gonna be? Okay.
No. All right. It's Grizzly 1911 in 45 Win Mag. These are cool guns. I've only seen, I think, a couple in real life. I've never had a chance to shoot one, but damn, that looks like just the ultimate 1911.
Is it though? 45 Win Mag. So let's not forget that. It's not 45 ACP. It's not quite 45 Colt yet. I guess this is a picture. That's what 45 Win Mag looks like. So it's a Magnum version of a 45 ACP. Yes, it's legal, and yes, it's possible. But it makes the gun wider over here, like a 357 revolver, or like 357 semi. Have you picked one up?
Yeah. At I can't remember what gun show it was. I was looking at one. The guy said, "Here, check it out." I didn't notice it was wider, but I was just too giggly just to be playing with it. So, yeah, I didn't think it was that much different. I mean, but then I'm used to my high power, and it's got a pretty wide grip on it. So maybe that's why.
Well, first off, let's all think about the sobering consequences of freedom, that a Canadian can just wander down into our country, especially one like Bob, and just pick up a gun like that. Maybe we need to rethink our thoughts on gun shows. Anyhow, so
sure to hell couldn't find any loopholes they kept talking about in the news, though.
yeah, it's like, which the loophole that lets me buy this as a Canadian? None. Dang it. Andy is saying on the Instagram side, is a Chicago cinematographer looking to work with 2A advocates, but having a hard time finding partners. Any suggestions? Yeah, this little symbol here is Gun Channels. Gun Channels is a place that we built. We talked about it earlier. Gunchannels.com, and it's a social media platform, and tried to focus on people who are creating content. So that's a good place to start. Otherwise, check out the probably stupid forums on Facebook, I guess, a stupid way to answer that, or on YouTube. There's some things called on Facebook, a group called something like YouTube, Gun People on YouTube, or something like that, but it's on Facebook. And sometimes you can get conversation going in there, but I would say Gun Channel is a good place that I know of to start. You'll find some people there that probably have good ideas for you, and that might branch out. So, an answer to your question. All right, so sorry, Bob, you're talking about this. Where's Grizzly made? I want to say, I thought it was When was I looking at these things?
They don't make them anymore, do they? Do they still make them? I don't think so.
Up in Phoenix, I thought I seen them. Is it Phoenix? I know it's on the east side of a street. No, it was in Albuquerque. Damn it. For some reason, all my states are blending together. It was Albuquerque. No, yeah, maybe it was Albuquerque. Wasn't it Albuquerque when it was you and me? We were going north from we were on our way up towards Tina's, and one of those last shops we went to out of Albuquerque, going up towards whatever that is, Santa Fe. How there was like a north-south highway, kind of busy 2-lane separated road, not really highway. Anyway, it was on the right side of the road in like a little shop. It had like a yellow sign, I think, and it was just a little 1,000-square-foot little shop. And I thought they had grizzlies in back, like on the back wall of their shop. They had like a big grizzly sign, and they had some in the case.
Oh,
So that got me thinking that maybe they were local or something.
maybe. I don't know. I thought they were just.
Unless there's another 45 Win Mag 1911 that's being made. But I thought they were grizzlies.
Yeah, I thought grizzlies were something that was made for a couple of years and then they quit making them.
You're forgetting some comments over there.
I'll be impressed when they make a 454 semi-auto.
Edge says he's out of beer, so sorry about that. It's on
Rim
Christmas.
cartridges. It's pretty tough.
What? Did you ask if it's in a revolver?
No, Jimmy was saying he wanted to see him make a 454 semi-auto.
Oh.
But I'm like, well, rim cartridge. It's like when they, tried to do the 44 Magnum, or they did one, but it's not that great.
Midnight Range is saying they may stop making them in like 90. Maybe they just had some, or maybe I think of a different shop. It is like,
hard to say, but they are cool.
All right, so it's our gun of the day. Bob tries picking an interesting gun every day that we talk about, and we just did.
And that one actually came from the lobby, came from the audience of the Daily Gun Show on Friday, and I forgot to put down who said it, but somebody said it, so I thought I'll put it in Mondays. So
Right on.
Yeah, there's your audience participation.
All right, so now we're going to. Jimmy just left, so why don't we go to the the gun shop? Yeah, gun shop of the day. That'll give Jimmy time to try to get back. Oh, he's in here. Anyway, we're still going to do the gun shop today anyway. And it isn't a gun shop today. Instead, it's some video I found that I thought was funny. So we're going to watch that because it's Christmas. So, am I still screen sharing?
Yep. It's a Christmas miracle.
Kind of.
While we all recognize the U.S. Constitution guarantees life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, many feel it is time for some common sense restrictions on high-capacity beer containers. In the U.S., every 90 seconds, someone is injured by a drunk driver, and every 90 minutes, 2 people are killed in drunk driving accidents. But little has been done to curb the problem. While anti-car violence campaigns like Mothers Against Drunk Driving have made strides, our elected representatives remain quiet. Drunk drivers using high-capacity beer containers are able to consume alcohol at a much faster rate than if they simply used the smaller container. While we respect the right of the occasional drinker to enjoy a wine cooler or to share a bottle of their favorite vintage, there is no justification for large-capacity beer containers other than to become intoxicated and destroy lives. Drinkers using 40-ounce containers are able to ingest as much alcohol content as hard liquor, such as the type produced in great quantities by the Soviet Union during the Cold War, and the type smuggled into the U.S. from gangs in Mexico. The rising number of drunk drivers using high-volume beer containers must be dealt with before any more tragedy occurs. Does this seem funny? I might agree if it weren't for the group of people intent on villainizing devices like large-capacity magazines and the people who own them. Our rights, all of them, will always be at risk. It is our responsibility to retain them. Thank you for watching.
The little video I called 40 Ounces of Murder. And it hasn't been killed off of YouTube yet, so I probably should not even point to it anymore.
Very. That was good.
I figure we shouldn't do a gun shop today because it's Christmas.
Yeah, promoting all that violence and everything.
The video has a link in the description of this video, I believe, under the gun shop. Yeah, 40 Ounces of Murder. So next we'll move on to Ghost in the Darkness is our movie of the day. Every day we try to come up with a gun-related movie to talk about. Something you might not have seen in a while, or if you're one of the little kids that watch this show on the regular, something you ain't seen yet. So Ghost in the Darkness. Everybody seen this one?
Nope.
I'm not sure. It sounds familiar, but I just can't picture it.
Ghost in the Darkness, olden days, Africa. Two dudes go down there to hunt some lion or something that's running around through the big tall grass.
Yeah, okay, I remember. Yeah, that was good. That's actually based on a true story.
Yeah, something like that. And it's got real stars in it, so it was like a big blockbuster. But it was one of those movies that I didn't see either. I keep thinking these movies are like dramas or something, so I don't watch them when they're new. And years later, somebody said, "Oh no, watch it. It's about guns." And then I was like, "Oh crap, this is a hunting movie."
Is that the one where the baboon took the baby? Or the lion or something?
Lion. Well, lions were taking railway workers, I think.
Yeah, they had like these tents, so they were doing something out in the desert in Africa, and then these lions kept coming up and eating them, and they got mad about that for some reason. And then they hired these hunters to come, like, where they hang out on like big, like I'm trying to say, like a big pillar, like a big platform up in the air, right? And they were, I guess, watching all night for the lions to come up. But the lion, it was like Jaws, like the lion was trying to hunt them.
Yeah, those lions are actually stuffed and in the Smithsonian Museum. Like they're real lions. I mean, and they think that the reason the lions were attacking people was because they were immature males whose balls had never dropped. Apparently, I'm repeating what I read. But that's why, because they didn't have manes like male lions, but they were both males. And they were, living in this cave together. And for whatever reason, they decided people were way easier to hunt than, wild game. So they just started taking all the workers off the railway line, which made the workers panic. They didn't want to work. So they hired some, great white hunter, and then somebody else came with them to try it, right? Or maybe it was the foreman or something, decided they were going to kill these lions. So, yeah, it was really weird. But the true story on it is just as weird and just as intriguing. So.
So you're saying that a couple of lions who are too lazy to go hunt for real just wait, I was going to say they were millennial lions. There you go.
Well, kind of, yeah. They were immature lions. They had never matured because their balls had never dropped, I guess. So they never got a mane, so they could never take over another pride. And I guess as they got older, they just hung out together, living in this cave together. Maybe one was really messy lion, the other one was really clean lion. I don't know. I just know that
social justice lions.
Maybe they were, transsexual lions. I don't know. They could have been, want to be Bruce Jenners. I don't know.
Oh, they were probably mad that they didn't get to work on the railroad like the other people because they were lions. Well, I get it.
Oh, I'll bet you that was it. Yeah. So they decided they would kill the workers in order to get the jobs. Except they didn't really want to work the jobs because it's easy to just eat the workers.
Yeah, they just wanted the privilege to say that they could.
Yeah.
Anyhow, this was in the olden days of like, they weren't bolt actions. Were they rolling blocks or something? It seemed like they were levering them open or something.
I don't know. I thought they were doubles. Like,
right,
yeah.
What the fuck was that noise?
But I don't remember that much about the guns for some stupid reason.
Shooting off there.
Just because I just assumed they were safari guns, so I wouldn't be interested.
Well, anyway, that's what I was going to say. Is that it's sorry, I'm distracted. I think somebody was shooting off our firecrackers, or else killing somebody outside. So it's olden times, and there's quite a bit of emphasis on the guns. I mean, they don't focus on them or nothing, but They're definitely got them over their shoulders. They're carrying around all the time. I think they end up killing it with a gun, right? It's not one of these movies where they end up killing it with a stick or something.
Oh no, they shoot him. Yeah.
Because like you say, it's based off real life. It's not just some like Jaws thing where they explode it with CO2.
Yeah. No, it's an actual thing that happened, and it was written about in the newspapers. It was, yeah, and then they brought the lions back, and like I said, put them in the museum, and they're still there to this day.
All right, this one's worth addressing. Gary says it brings a whole new meaning to the word gay pride.
All I can see that is.
All right, so yeah, human privilege, exactly, Psycho Camp. So now we're doing a good ratio. We got more thumbs than we got people, so I don't know, maybe that's what we should do. Let's just get a bunch of people to thumb us up and then piss them off so that they leave, and then we have more thumbs than viewers, which is where we're running right now. So for some reason, the gun channel side ended. I don't know why everybody quit chatting over there, but let us know you're live over there. We'll move on to the next topic. Getting pretty close to the end, I guess. What else do we have left? Oh, events over on gun channels. Is there anything else? History?
I don't think so. I didn't hear. I don't know. It's getting cool in here.
There's something that happened today. Dang it! I seen something on Instagram. The Battle of the Bulge today?
I don't know. Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, I thought it was Christmas. Yeah, I think it was Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
No, not today, but yesterday I think was Battle of the Bulge. So I think we might have missed that one. Of course, 1776, George Washington crossed the Delaware River, kicked shit out of what, stupid English. So, who are you, dummies?
Which battle?
Huh?
Which battle?
When George Washington crossed the Delaware in the boat.
Oh,
it was on Christmas, right? Christmas Eve, Christmas, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember that the painting's fake.
Never.
He was on a great big giant barge, and the river never freezes like that. So it was like, yeah.
The river never freezes. I was telling us our history on Christmas. It's telling us our own history on Christmas. Let's see. In 1982, today, Christmas Day, 1982, Stupid Time magazine chooses to put a personal computer as the man of the year, the first non-human to receive the honor. So that's saying that Skynet was already in control in 1982 and just didn't even realize it? It took until 2 years later in 1984 for Terminator to come out. Was it 84 or 86 that Terminator came out?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay, looks like a giant tsunami happened. 9.3 magnitude earthquake caused a tsunami, killed more than 230,000 people in the Indian Ocean, 2004. That sucked. Of course, Bob wants us to talk about in 1893, Mao Zedong, founder of the Communist China, born Christmas.
Tongue, not tongue.
Sorry to mispronounce the name of your ruler. All right, I don't know if there's anything else we're talking about in history. We're going to jump over to events, or I guess we're jumping over to events. Probably because of Jimmy's driving. He's afraid to do that.
Well, I imagine, yeah. There's probably a cop cruising right beside.
I just don't got the sound effects. I could do it right now, bro.
Roll down the window. There you go. Driving on the streets of Arizona. This isn't commonplace. No big deal. It's Christmas.
All right, everybody knows what that sound means. Time to crack them knuckles, whip out them keyboards. It's time for the daily tactical pop quiz. Today's going to be a pretty simple one. It should be anyway. Tonight, Never Enough Ammo's chat. What was the top 10? So on Never Enough Ammo's chat tonight, what was his top 10?
I don't know. I don't watch his chats.
I didn't know he had a chat tonight.
Yeah, he has a chat.
Who has a chat on Christmas? Live chat?
Christmas movies? Christmas movies we're getting.
That was the correct answer. And that was on the gun channel side, of course. The more relevant, the more awake,
Hey, it was Gizzard.
the more present side of the chats usually.
Gun channels are hashtag woke.
Yep. Well,
Well, yeah, as soon as there's prizes involved, then they pay attention.
are you just saying they're more greedy?
Yeah, basically. Greedy bastards. Anyway, Gizzard, that makes you the tactical hot shot of the day. I guess I said pop quiz in there, but yeah, I'm getting lazy on this.
Patriot did have the right answer on the Instagram side, but I didn't look down, and that's because I never look at the Instagram side. They're usually never chatting. So I don't know if yours was first or not. You'll know, so you can tell us on the Instagram side.
Yeah.
But we'll give it to Gary because that's what we were paying attention to. Really, Bob hasn't really given our disclaimer. So why don't we, for legal, give Bob? Why don't you give our legal disclaimer to everybody?
Yeah, if you don't like what we come up with for answers or who we choose to be the winner, well, suck it up, Buttercup, because that's the way it is. It's our show.
Yep, that's the official legal disclaimer, legal boilerplate. All right, so that'll take us into everything. For events. So we head over to Gun Channels. Talked about earlier, and I'll screen share. And on the main page of Gun Channels, you can scroll down a little bit once it opens up here. And over on the left, we're going to have a summary of some of the events that are in the calendar. You can scroll up to the top of Gun Channels and resources also. You can click on Firearms calendar. Anybody can add items to the calendar. On Mondays, we also talk about behind the scenes, right? How the internet works. And by posting things over here, you're helping those events out. Gun Channels is a really big website with a lot of people using it. So the link that's established that you create by posting their stuff over here really does help out the smaller events. The larger events don't need our help probably as much as far as getting the word out, but they do let the human beings know. So there's some validity to posting events over here, so feel free to do it. One of the reasons we built it as a social platform instead of just a forum or something. All right, so we're taking a look at what's coming up. The first thing will be the antique show, or antique gun and knife show, coming up in Las Vegas in conjunction with the SHOT Show. I mean, it has nothing to do with SHOT Show. It just happens at the same time of year. And then SHOT Show is the same, well, the week after. And that's the industry trade show. SHOT Show stands for Shooting, Hunting, and Outdoor Trade Show. So that's been going on since 75 or 78 or something like that. And been going on in Vegas now for too many years. Next up would be the Outdoor Retailer Show, which is very similar to the SHOT Show or NRA Show, but for sporting goods stores. So no guns and all your knives and your lights and boots and jackets and tents and stuff, but also kayaks and dog stuff and bicycles and anything you might do in the outdoors or at a outdoor store. Then you got the Great American Outdoor Show. That's a week-long event up in Pennsylvania. I think the NRA took it under their wing now. I don't know if they actually run it or not, or they're just affiliated, but it's a long trade show type of thing. But I think you can buy stuff there. So stuff is for sale at that show. Cycle Camp posted the Connecticut Citizens Defense League coming up. They have an annual dinner coming up in February, and that's an example of somebody who's posting something for a local organization. And again, you never know who's going to be traveling or who knows somebody there. It's Christmas time. Somebody could be looking at this and go, oh, I got a brother-in-law that lives out there. Maybe I'll let them know about this. And that gets them into guns, and they become the next clever person to come up with something that gets rid of the NFA. So if you want to get rid of the NFA and have machine guns free and economically, then post things on the Gun Channels calendar. Next up is Big Sandy, the big machine gun shoot that happens here in Arizona. After that is a cartridge show. It's like a big gun show for ordnance and collectible ammunition. Looking forward to trying to attend one of those one year. Then we got the Wanamaker Gun Show, a giant gun show, the biggest gun show in the country, in the world, some say. Happens twice a year. This one's in April. Sounds like quite a few Gun Channels people will be attending this one, making it, what is this, the 4th or 5th even annual or biannual Gun Channels kind of meetup. And fiddling with the Instagram thing. Okay, so next up is the USCCA Concealed Carry Expo, and I forgot where they said that was, somewhere else besides Wisconsin. And then we got the NRA show coming up in Dallas. So anytime somebody wants to post something in here, feel free. Again, just go up to resources and go over to Firearms calendar and add it to the list. And we encourage you, if you're doing a show over on Gun Channels and you're looking for content, something to talk about some of these events. If you're looking to create a video on your YouTube channel or something for a blog post, dig into the events here or someplace else and talk about some of these events. You talk about just the one event each month, and that's a reason for people to check out your show or check out your content, and gives you a nice template to work from. I think that's it in the calendar.
I think so, yep.
I already went through what happened this day in history, and I think that's all we got. All right, so that was everything. Tomorrow's episode 472, we're going to be talking about why the antis are so afraid of guns. We'll be talking about the state of Washington, D.C., and we have a movie and a gun shop and all the other stuff we do on a regular basis. Between now and then, though, I suspect some things will be happening over at Gun Channels.
Morning time, definitely the morning time. The early watch will be on tomorrow. We were a little late today, but tomorrow will be at our regular scheduled time, 9 Eastern. Then somebody will be popping up a lobby in there. It's been random lately, but usually Pants or Pink. Since Ponry's got his live streaming capabilities taken away, usually one of them will fill in. Then let's see. Tomorrow is Tuesday, so we will be having. Ellis does his chat. Ghost does his chat. Let's see. Gotta get over to Gun Channels here. I'm just logging in. Forgive me for my slowness. So yeah, we got Clover coming, or Ellis coming up, Clover coming up.
They're saying that Die Hard was Matt's #1. Amazing. I can't even.
Oh yeah, that was shocker.
Gremlin's in there. Did you watch the show?
No. I stuck around for a little bit, but I wasn't there for the whole thing. All right, so yeah, Tuesday, Outlaw, 6 Eastern. And then we got Tactical Tuesday, 8 Eastern, Hit or Miss, 9 Eastern, and Big Gunner, 9:30, 10 Eastern, somewhere in there.
You got Tactical Tuesday all up in there?
Yeah, 8 Eastern.
Okay.
Coming in hot.
Yep, so we got plenty of stuff happening over on the Gun Channels. There's live lobbies right now. There's live lobbies between the early stuff that these guys are doing and the primetime stuff that happens. There's always opportunities for you to start something over there. Earlier, you're asking about collaborating with people. That's definitely a thing. I suggest you check out. Clover Tack's Thursday show. We definitely get nerdy in that one. And on Mondays here, we try to get nerdy on this show. So anybody that would like to be a guest on this show, let us know. Not like 5 seconds before we go live edge, but actually with some warning, maybe with reason to be on here so that we put you into a slot in the schedule. But we do try to keep this show semi formatted and right about an hour, which I think we're going to hit pretty good today. And give us some feedback. We do this show without any advertisements, really. We promote Gun Channels. Nobody makes a dime on Gun Channels. Trust me, it costs me money. And we're not really promoting the shirts or the hats or any crap like that we kind of have out there, even the stuff on our own store. Kind of talk about our projects once in a while, but really this is an effort to just keep the conversation going. We are interested in this firearms-related content. We're interested in being part of it, and we're hoping to encourage others to jump in as well. So I guess with all that, we'll let Bob wrap it all up.
You betcha. Today's quote's going to be by Eddie Rickenbacker, World War I, America's highest scoring World War I pilot with, I think, 26 victories. Anyway, he got in late. So anyway, but that'll be who the quote's by. And I just wanted before that to mention, please like, share, subscribe. I see we're getting lots of thumbs up. Thanks very much, everybody. Keep doing it. And if you can, support us on Patreon. Why not? Everybody's got a few extra bucks to throw away. Anyway, with that, we'll finish up with our quote. Like I say, it's Eddie Rickenbacker. He was your highest scoring Ares in World War I. I believe 26 victories. Courage is doing what you're afraid to do. There can be no courage unless you are scared. That's Eddie Rickenbacker. Thanks very much, everybody, for watching and listening, and we'll see you all tomorrow.